Fine. So yes, so this is the topic that we have given. It's wealthy mindset. If you look at the topic properly, what you are, if you're looking at the picture properly, what's happening over here is you're seeing that there are poor people who are just trying to worship money. Okay, they're just wanting money to come into their life, but money is not coming. The rich are running after money, whereas the wealthy people, they have got certain equation with money, that money comes into their life automatically, effortlessly. And that is what we all want to create, right? Who wants to work very hard 40 years, 50 years of working, and still you are poor? That's the worst form of actually becoming wealthy. So how are the rich doing this thing? How are the wealthy people doing those things? How are they making money work for them? That is the topic. Now the first thing, as you all have been saying, is very, very important. You cannot have a $1 million reality. You cannot have your life with $1 million if you have a minimum wage work ethic. So if your mindset is not, if your mindset is just of an employee, that you go and work for 8 hours and you're trading your 8 hours for 8 hours of money, you will get only that. And that is why you need to change your mindset. So what are the changes that are required? So this is what I think Gagan also covered in his particular presentation, and so I think Saurabh also covered in his presentation, that poverty, middle class, is taught in families. Sometimes whatever thought you have of money and wealth is being taught to you by your society where you live, or your family where you live. So these mindset that money is not possible, it is beyond my expectation, I just cannot do it, I will never be able to achieve it, is something many of the times society has taught you, which might not be right, which might not be wrong. No, now we covered this point also, that only the 1% of the world contains the 95%, manages the 95% of the world's riches. So what are they knowing extra? It's about wealth, health, and happiness. They know something extra, and they're living an extraordinary life. So what are they doing? The worst part is, even schools don't teach us. So most of us would have studied, we have got a bachelor's degree in commerce, an engineering degree, a commerce graduate, an MBA, but this particular knowledge is not given in the schools also. Maybe somebody has conspired against it, and they have not given us this knowledge, because if everybody becomes wealthy, then people will start not respecting each other, maybe the wealthy people. See, the point is that success leaves clues. So there's always a shortcut. The point is, have you tried to find that shortcut out? And the shortcut, as we said, is lying in the way we can learn about somebody. So if I want to build a huge company, if I want to make the best company in the world, today I can go and no, just not fall for accident, just not waste my time doing it. I can learn from the champions of that particular trade. I can learn from the experts on that particular trade. And when I do that, my time will be saved, my energy will be saved, my effort will be saved. And that is why it is said success leaves clues. So even the millionaires, they're leaving you clues. They have done certain number of activities. Most of you started with a list, right? That do A, do B, do C, you can become wealthy. Somebody said A, somebody said B, somebody said C. But yes, you are talking about a checklist, right? Success leaves clues. So you have to collect those clues, and you have to try to imbibe that in your life. When you do that, you become successful. Just like the millionaires, just like the billionaires, you can also achieve your success. See, money is not money. Money stands for the value you provide to the society. It's always about the value that you provide. If you look at all the rich people, they are providing immense amount of value to humanity. Look at Bill Gates. Why is he wealthy? Have you ever thought about it? Because he's wealthy because he has created a software which you all are using. Microsoft Word has made your life 10 times easy. Imagine if you were writing all the things and you had to send it to somebody. It would have been so difficult. Imagine a life without Microsoft Word. And that is why he's earning in millions. Steve Jobs has made mobile telephony so very simple, so very hassle free, and that is why he's entitled to those riches, because he has changed the way communication used to happen. And that is what is very important. If you create value for society, you earn money. Why does Virat Kohli get a lot of money into his account? Why does Dhoni get a lot of money into his account? Why does Shah Rukh Khan get a lot of money into his account? Because he's providing entertainment. People get bored for 3 hours, 4 hours continuously. They provide entertainment, and that is why they're providing value to others, to the human beings. The more value you provide, the more money will flow into your life. It will flow into your life. You're not earning money, it will flow into your life. How? You provide value. Now, if you want to become successful, the first thing first, which many of you told, is about visualization. Believe it is possible. Many people have a belief problem. Why? Because society has told you're not enough, because parents have told that you will never be able to do it, because your teachers have told you that you are not good enough in your studies. So you stop believing. The first thing first, which most of the entrepreneurs, most of the billionaires, millionaires do, is they believe in themselves. They have a clear cut vision, and that is what they follow. And when they follow it, they get the results. So it's about visualizing, VAPNR. It's about visualizing first, affirming that yes, it is possible, I can do it. The third one is believing, yes, I can do it. The fourth one is normalizing. You have to take small steps towards it. Just following Rhonda Byrne's book Secret will not help. You have to actually go and take some steps on a daily basis. So we in a 3-day workshop, we talk about this concept. There are only 2755 billionaires on this earth. Out of 800 crore people, only 2755, 3000 people are billionaires. And what are they doing extra? They are action takers. They're taking some action. They're learning. They are acquiring information they are converting into intelligence, and then they are taking small actions on a daily basis. They're not thinking, as Gagan said, they're not just thinking, they're not just dreamers, they are doers. They do something on a daily basis, and that is why they are getting closer to their results. See, it's easy to give up. I think somebody talked about it. I think Saurabh Vera talked about it, that mediocrity is easy. you know to just work from 8 to 8 is easy, but to work for those 2 hours extra after your work is difficult. And that is what differentiates Naveen sir. Naveen Kanduri also keeps on saying, always keeps on saying, that the difference between extraordinary and ordinary is the word extra. You have to be willing to do that extra. When you do that extra, you achieve your results. See, the point is, you are in charge of your life. If you follow the crowd, if you follow whatever the other people are doing, you will always be in that crowd. You have to segregate yourself, you have to separate yourself. And that is why only 1% manage 95% of the world. What are we trying to tell you? You are belonging to the 4%. Why are we putting that mindset into your mind? Because if you start believing that you are different, if you start acting different than the crowd, then you will definitely become much different from the crowd, and success will start coming to you, because we are changing your mindset. We're saying you are special, you are gifted. That is what starts changing. So the point is, to change the way you look, you have to change the way you cook, right? So you cannot achieve your with your current reality, with your current challenges, with your current life. You cannot achieve your next version. You cannot achieve success with by doing the same thing that you are doing in today's date. You have to change yourself, you have to learn, you have to relearn, you have to find out new information, you have to act on that, you have to follow your passion, you have to do a lot of things. And what it is saying is, you have to change to your next version. Thank you so much, Hina. I think let's move to the next part. Now, there's one important observation, I think, which Masuruddin talked about, and sort of talked about the cash quadrant, the book by Robert Kiyosaki. He talks about there is something which the rich people teach their kids, which the poor people do not teach. So there is something, the best part, the best thing that I found out in this particular book was that the rich people don't ask their son or daughters to actually go and work for a job. They don't want them to become employees. They keep on giving them the mindset, don't become an employee, become an employer. Now, there is a huge amount of difference between having an employee mindset and having an employer mindset. That is one of the key changes. And there are many things like that, there are so many subtopics of that, but the key change is having a employee mindset. So when you are having an employee mindset, it's kind of a slavery that you put yourself in. You have become slave to for those 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours that you are trading. You're feeling that you're working very hard, but actually you are a slave. So if your company changes, if your company is downsizing, you will lose the job. Whereas if you have an employer mindset, if you have an entrepreneur mindset, you'll be able to move to your next version very, very soon. You'll be learning, you'll be failing, you'll be, doing a lot of things, new ideas, new projects, and you will be failing maybe in that process. But if you achieve success, that will be massive. It will be huge. Okay, that is an important thing. Now, the point is, what's very, very important is you have to understand that there is a software on which your brain is working. You are the entire physical body is your hardware, and there is a software on which your brain is working, on which your life is working. And I think Raghu sir said that yes, it is very, very important to understand that we are working on a particular reptilian brain. That's the software. Okay, 90% of the activities, when you're brushing, you're not even thinking. When you're doing any activity, when you're driving, you're not even thinking. We are running on an autopilot 90% of the day, and there are some things which are doing consciously. Now the point is, if you change the software of the brain, that is what wealthy mindset is. You have to change the software, you have to upgrade your software. When you upgrade your software, when you put new software, there will be no virus attack will not happen on your software. You will not start kind of crumbling. You will achieve success. But for that to happen, you need to be putting the best software, the most sophisticated software. Right? When you do that, then your life starts changing, and that is when you become effortless. So we have kept on talking, the wealthy work in such a way that money works for them. It's becoming effortless. Now if you look at all the people, we talked about Virat, we talked about Shahrukh Khan, we talked about the Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. What are they doing? They follow the concept of ikigai. Now ikigai is a particular concept which talks about combining these things. You have to find out what you love doing. If you look at Virat Kohli, he loves cricket. No, then what does the world need? The world requires entertainment. He's into that business. Okay, what can you be paid for? Virat Kohli can be paid for an IPL tournament. And what are you really, really good at? Most excellent. Saurabh Bera covered this. Excellent in your job. When you combine all these Venn diagrams, all these circles, then you get the concept of ikigai. Okay, then you get the concept of ikigai, which is really, really important. When you have that ikigai in your life, you start achieving success. So find out who you are, what you love. What is that one thing which is there inside of you, your talent, which the world will be willing to pay you for? And when you do that, when you get that combination right, you will nobody can stop you from becoming rich and successful. Now there is also the concept of rich and particularly successful people follow. What they do is they have the concept of instant gratification. They have the concept of delayed gratification. They know that it is going to take some time. They know it's going to take some time, so they do not want the results immediately. What they do is they wait for their time. So they do not make 1 day plan, they do not make 1 year plan. They make a 10-year plan, they make a 7-year plan, and they keep on working on it for 7 years, 10 years. When I think when I guess the founder of Amazon started, Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he was very sure that he will change his life. He will become $100 billion company. But it was not in 1 year's time. It was not in 2 years' time. He had taken a target of 10 years' time, that in 10 years, I will create $100 billion company. So it's not about instant gratification. If you look at the rich, the poor people, they have the instant gratification attitude. There is a FOMO, fear of missing out. So if there is a sale on Amazon, people just go out and start purchasing. That is fear of missing out. Whereas the rich people, the wealthy people, they have a mindset. They know success will take time, and they're ready to pay the price in advance. And when they pay the price, they get the results. Very important concept. Now, I think Saurav covered this particular point over here. It was about assets and liabilities. You have to understand your assets from the liabilities. Many of the poor people, they keep on buying a lot of liabilities in their life, which ruins their money, which erodes their money. Whatever they have earned, they're spending on cars, they're spending on credit cards, they're spending on houses, and they're spending on taxes. Whereas the rich people, they build assets. They will buy something, they will build a business, they will build a building which will earn money for them. So that understanding is critical. Now, this is the quadrant that I think is very, very important for all of us to understand. In one slide, it clears your entire mentality. If you're having a job, okay, if you're working time, if you're trading your time, if you give 8 hours, you get 8,000 rupees. Suppose that is the logic. Okay, that is not a quadrant to be in. The next one is the left, just immediately on the left hand side below one. It's about when you are a self-employed person. So what you're doing is you're earning more money because of your specialized knowledge. So you might be a doctor, you might be an engineer, and because you're the best engineer in the town, the best doctor in the town, you're getting a lot of money. But once again, in this case also, you're trading your time for money. The best quadrant are the right hand side. So if you create a business, if you create an entrepreneurship profile, look at what Facebook is doing, look at what Mark Zuckerberg is doing. He has created a wealth of people, a bunch of people who are working for him. So he might be holidaying in some part of San Francisco, and his company is working, his company is open, and his people in the company, what he has hired, are working for him. So he's created a system, a process which makes him money. That is the third quadrant. And the fourth quadrant is also good. Look at Warren Buffett. He is just sleeping maybe in his house. He has just invested in the right amount of stocks. He has done some expert knowledge. He has gained some expert knowledge. He has invested his money in stocks, and the money is working for him. So the best part is moving from the left hand side to the right hand side, according to Robert Kiyosaki. So you have to, from a job, you have to move to your self-employed part. You have to gain expertise in your field, move and create a system. And then when you create a system, when you create a business, when the surplus is there, invest that into the stock markets or anything where your money can buy you more money, buy you more freedom, and you become really good. So thank you so much, everybody. I think this is what my take was. We have just started on this topic. A lot of things are there to learn. So I would like to call Saurav on the stage for the final formalities. We're almost done on time. Yes, Saurav, over to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. So really, it was a wonderful presentation, and really, it was a great day. I can say that because a wealthy mindset and a healthy mindset. So I think we all have discussed, and the nice and the cherry on the cake was that you have present a wonderful presentation, and even I think Gagan sir was also present his presentation. So I think that creates a very good day and good night also. So basically, thanks for all your presence, Raghurumaya sir, everybody. Thanks for your presence. I think we will be learning together and growing in our life. So again, we will be coming. I think tomorrow is the PPT sessions. Like I think Hina is prepared with her PPT. I'm also prepared. So everybody is prepared. You can also be prepared. If you're having any doubt, any queries related to PPT, you can connect with Amit sir. You can connect with me. Even Hina is kind of ready. Hina is also kind of ready. You can also connect with her and ask your doubts and queries regarding PPT. And if you are ready, then please connect with your TL and let us know so that we can assign you tomorrow that you can also present your presentation. And the second most important thing, I think this week we are having agenda like wealthy mindset. But next week we are, I think, changing the